Hi, it's me, and today we have the new kit lens option for Fuji's X camera system, the little XC 15 to 45mm f3.5 to 5.6 OIS PZ. If you want to buy it new, it'll set you back a slightly hefty $300 or 250 British pounds, but like with other kit lenses, you'll be able to find it far cheaper if you buy second hand. I got mine for about £140 in new condition. It's available in black or silver. It follows a current trend for mirrorless aps-c cameras kit lenses, offering a decently wide angle at the slight cost of the telephoto end compared to older kit lenses, and it's collapsible to save space when not in use. Compared to Canon's 15 to 45mm lens and Sony's 16 to 50, the Fuji option can actually give a wider field of view than both its competitors. Remember, Canon's aps-c cameras crop their images slightly more, 1.6 times. This Fuji lens's 15mm widest angle is the full frame equivalent of a very wide 22.5mm, and it zooms into a very short telephoto 67.5mm. With that wide angle, it really is a great lens for selfies and for landscape photography or getting pictures inside large buildings. I love it. And if 45mm at the telephoto end isn't long enough for you, then you can always crop your image a little, especially if using a 24-megapixel camera. The downside of most kit lenses is that they only have a relatively dark maximum aperture, in this case f3.5 at the wide end to f5.6 as you zoom in, so it's not a great option for shooting in darker conditions or for getting out of focus backgrounds in your images. Still, that's the norm for an inexpensive kit lens, and this lens does make up for it with its image stabilization. Here's some footage at 45mm with it turned off and now turned on. As you can see, it's fairly effective, just producing a gentle wobble, not the best I've ever seen, but it's still really helpful for still photography. Let's look at the build quality. Like some other of Fuji's cheaper XC lenses I've tested, this lens feels light, plasticky and really quite wobbly. It's hardly carved out of granite, but it does feel slightly better than Fuji's equivalent 16 to 50mm lens, which was just horrible. It weighs only 136 grams. Turn your camera on and the lens automatically extends from its collapsed position. The only thing to really mark it out is its spring-loaded electronic zoom ring that just pushes a bit to the right and left. It only yields 2 zoom speeds, medium and a bit faster. It lets you know you're achieving this with an audible whirring sound. When you turn the camera on, it remembers where your last zoom position was and starts you off from there. The lens's focus ring works very loosely and feels flimsy and cheap. The autofocus motor is relatively quick and quiet though, and focuses accurately. This lens may focus a little faster on more expensive Fuji cameras. The lens's filter size is 52mm and it doesn't come with a lens hood. Fuji don't seem to officially make them for this lens, although third-party manufacturers seem to have some screw-in options available. Overall, this lens feels a bit flimsy in use, but electronically it works fine. It's just nothing to write home about. Alright, image quality. I'm testing on a 24-megapixel camera here with in-camera corrections turned on. Starting at the widest angle, 15mm and f3.5, the image is brilliantly sharp in the middle. The corners though look rather smeared. At f5.6 the quality is much better, although stopping down further to f8 doesn't offer any improvement from there. Let's zoom in now about halfway. At 24mm the new maximum aperture is f4.4. Again, the middle of the image is pin sharp. The corners now look a bit better though. f5.6 is a touch better again, and f8 about the same. Finally, 45mm. At f5.6, the middle of the image is very sharp, although not quite as good as before. The corners are slightly soft. They're sharper at f8 and a touch sharper again at f11, looking quite good. Overall, I'd say that the image quality is on a good side of average for a kit lens here. The center image quality is always spectacular, which is nice. In my real-world pictures, I was always fairly pleased with my results. Let's take a look now at distortion and vignetting. They're automatically corrected in your Fuji camera, although if you shoot in RAW and use third-party editing software, you can see what's really going on. At 15mm, the lens is projecting tons of barrel distortion and very dark edges. At f5.6 and f8, the corners brighten up. Zoom in to about 24mm and that distortion straightens out, and vignetting is far less of a problem too. At 45mm, there's pretty considerable pincushion distortion now, but only gentle vignetting in the corners, so a bit of a wild ride here. Now onto close-up image quality. When you're zoomed all the way into 45mm, the lens can focus as closely as about 34cm, not all that close really, although the close-up image quality is fine here. At f5.6, quite good, and stop down to f8, a touch better. However, interestingly, at wider angles it can get much closer. At the widest angle of 15mm, it can focus as closely as 13cm to your subject for some pretty dramatic images, which is great. Image quality close-up at 15mm is okay at f3.5, stop down to f5.6 though, and it's nice and sharp there. Next up, work against bright lights. We see some flaring here, but it's relatively under control and contrast remains high throughout the zoom range, no serious problems to report. Finally, bokeh. A weakness of this and many other inexpensive kit lenses is that they can't give you very out of focus backgrounds with that narrow maximum aperture. On the occasion that you do get them, they look relatively nice and soft. Well then, overall, my experience with a little XC 15-45mm lens is that its build quality is unimpressive, bordering on the unpleasant, but I actually quite liked its optics. It's decently sharp, even on a 24MP camera, and I love the dramatically wide-angle images it's possible to get too. While its build quality doesn't get my heart racing, the end results it can give you are pretty good if used within its limitations, so if this is where your budget brings you to, or if you just want a standard zoom lens which kicks off with a very wide angle, then I'm quite happy to recommend it.